Welcome to the second part of the Surskit challenge. If you don't know or just don't remember the rules of the challenge, I explained them at the beginning of the previous video. Anyway, after beating Roxanne, the next obstacle is Brawly. On paper it would look like we have a pretty good advantage since bug resist fighting, but it's still Surskit we are talking about. The problem is simple, Brawly's Pokemon have decent defense, and they tend to buff it with bulk up. So apparently my only choice is Bubble, which gets stab, but only has 20 base power. So I have absolutely no chance of surviving long enough to win the battle, more so if you consider that matchup knows Seismic Toss, which deals a set amount of damage. Brawly has 2 potions, and a citrus berry on Makuhita. After sitting and calculating for a while, I came up with a 4-step solution to the problem. Thankfully, Mr. Brawly will now take us to Slateport to deliver the Devon goods. In the Pokemon fan club there is a guy that will teach Swagger to one of our Pokemon. It's usually a risky move due to the huge attack buff it gives to the opponent and the imperfect accuracy. But since Seismic Toss doesn't benefit from it, and with proper EV training I can easily resist even a +6 Vital throw from Makuhita, it's actually pretty good. In the Slateport Museum there's an Aqua Grunt who gives you the TM for Thief, a 40 base power dark type move that will steal the opponent's item. We'll need that. In the cave near Dewford there's an Hiker that gives the player the HM for Flash. In a regular playthrough it's completely unnecessary, and it's not really usable in battle due to its 70% accuracy. But Surskit knows the move Sweet Scent, and that will boost the accuracy of Flash up to about 90%, making it a just slightly worse sand attack. Last on the list, but before anything else, the EV training. The goal is to boost as much as possible both defense and HP. To reach the desired values without overleveling, I first of all get the EXP share as my reward for delivering Steven's letter, then I catch a Magikarp. I name it Sharing, and use it to divide the experience as much as possible. After that, I farm level 2 Wurmples for the HP EV. I have to ignore the level 3 ones because they give a whole lot of 4 extra experience. Just consider that I had to take out over 200 of them. Those 4 points really stack up. For the defense EV I go back to the good old Cocoons and I train there until I'm about to overlevel. But I already had something like 110 points from my previous grind, so it's not too bad. Now that all has been set up, I can go and see if my plan works. But before that, I want to show you something I did that will for sure turn out to be useful. As I said, Brawly's Makuhita holds a citrus berry, which in Generation 3 heals for 30 HP. Normally the player has access to that after the 5th gym. As you can see, I challenged the gym earlier with the sole purpose of stealing that berry without activating it during the fight. I decide to bring Magikarp with me so that I don't get too much experience, but it's pre-poisoned to make sure it doesn't play any role in the battle. Even if another Pokemon has shown up in this battle, I still consider it fair since it was just me wiping and having no choice but to send out the Magikarp. Also, getting the full experience wouldn't have mattered that much. Let me know what you think about this for future reference. Now, without further ado, the actual Brawly fight. Matchup is not a big deal. First I use Sweet Scent to make sure I hit my moves consistently, and then I spam Flash while using Swagger whenever he's not confused. It cooperates way more than needed and goes down without dealing any damage. And look at that +7 defense, you can see the results of all that EV training. Then the Meditite comes out, and since its only damaging move is Focus Punch, it is pretty easy to not lose any HP. Last is Makuhita, but now the previous luck against the matchup goes against me. Since I still took no damage, I never activated my Oran Berry, and now I can't steal Makuhita's Citrus Berry. So I go down as he gets back to full health with it. Just to be clear, I know that Vital Throw cannot miss, but he also has Reversal, and if under 35% HP it becomes its stronger option, so spamming flash is still worth. The second try is just me getting unlucky against the matchup, but third time's the charm. I use the Oran Berry against matchup, I don't get damaged by Metatite, and I'm able to steal Makuhita's berry. I just watch as he goes down due to confusion, leaving me with plenty of HP to spare and kinda satisfied with the outcome of my plan. I have to say, big thanks to Mr. Briny to make it possible. What worries me is that now I'll soon have to deal with Watson, and I can already tell it will be the hardest fight until now, probably impossible. I have already something in mind, but until then, back to theory crafting.